Hello and welcome to Live on Lighthouse. Today we have SEA.LVL in the studio. Take it away, guys. Amazing, guys. What an awesome start. I just want to hit this off by having you guys introduce yourselves, what your names are, and where you're from.
Glenn Bell on guitar. I went to high school and college in the area, so I'm a local guy now. Originally from Southern California.
Schuyler Horn on the horn, originally from Connecticut, but now living in Monterey, California. We also got Justin Harrell on the drums, and Sam Cawthorn on the bass guitar back here. So,
very cool.
Man, this is just the A-team.
The A-team.
The Avengers, if you will.
So tell me a bit about that. So how did this A-team come together? How did you find each other?
I am so glad you asked.
Well, it was about a week ago.
No, but this is also the birthday team. Most of the birthday team from our West End show that we did on the Here and Now stage.
Yeah.
Here and Now we go back, but just the best, high quality, good looking R&B snipers.
That's right. Usually it's Glenn and I doing the duo thing, but every once in a while we get these special gigs, these special occasions, and we got to bring in some extra ammo, and so these are the guys that we call.
So where does one find R&B snipers?
Ooh.
Is it like you have to put out a personal ad? Is this some magical grinder, but only for snipers?
Yeah, I mean, Sam and I, we met through Shannon the Night Divers. Shout out to Shannon. He was playing drums, and actually, we actually met through Guitars Not Guns originally. I stepped into his hall of learning as a music instructor, and we became fast friends. And he's my favorite bass player, so he gets the first call.
All right.
And then Justin plays with us in the basement. He's a guy that we played with for years. We trust, and he's such a dope drummer that you can really throw anything at him, and he's ready to rock.
So could we dare to call this a super group?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We were waiting for you to say that.
Her words,
not ours.
Yeah.
So SEA.LVL, the name of the band, where did that come from?
Oh, great.
This is Glenn's idea. I'll give him credit for that one.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Hey. No, the name came from me stumbling around on the beach, just in awe of the natural beauty that we're surrounded by, I think this was, we'll talk more about it, I think, about the origins of the whole group, but it was a pandemic project, and just stepping outside, getting out of my head, and just being at sea level inspired the initial tracks for this group.
Okay.
Yep.
So really place-based kind of vibe, really Monterey focused in that sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of capturing that vibe where these are tunes that you can throw on at a party and have fun and dance to, but also something that you can put on when you're in the bubble bath and just kind of taking that time for self-care. We really try and hit that sweet spot where it was born in a time where there was a lot of uncertainty and anxiety, and I felt like the vibe that came out of that was just kind of a natural response and reaction. So
if you had to pick 3 R&B artists that you're influenced by that show up in your music quite a lot. Wow. I know it's sometimes hard to narrow it down.
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay, so you're ready. Let's go.
I'm a big Ty Dolla $ign fan. And then Jen Aiko is somebody who I think we both go with. Why don't you go
like
for
groceries? Yeah. Doja. And then I really been into like Summer Walker, and I would say, man, this is tough actually because I don't want to leave anybody out now.
Well, then it's also we like to say that we stand on the shoulders of every R&B artist that clenched their fist in the rain. So if you go back to the early 2000s and 90s, there's just that is kind of the genesis of all of this, and then these artists that we named, like they just reinvented the genre, about a decade ago, and it was happening, and we didn't even realize it. So
I can't keep it to 3. Ari Lennox and I'm gonna go in. SZA is in there too.
Yeah, and then like Jagged Edge.
Her.
Yeah. Babyface.
Intense. Charlie Hunter I throw into the neo soul category too. Like I just listened to Charlie Hunter and just tried to do my best impression.
right. Woo. Saucy. So when you're pulling together a song like that, for example, that saucy back and forth, that little conversation, tell me a little bit about the writing process and how that conversation happens sort of from the initial point of writing to a finished product.
Well, really, our creative process comes down to me going over to Glenn's house and shaking him down for whatever music he's written that week. And then I'll record my trumpet over it. And then Glenn will usually like it, and he'll record a little guitar over it, and a SEA.LVL song is born.
So if the guitar happens kind of post-trumpet, where the trumpet's taking that melodic stuff, Glenn, what are you using to do that first initial music writing? Is it just more chordal, or what's the demos that Schuyler is taking and then working with?
Yeah, it's different. I'll just use that last one as an example. That one was actually inspired by something my beautiful wife Tina said to me that made me laugh. She just said something that it was so poignant and simple and beautiful. To paraphrase, it was just basically feed and love me. You can infer whatever you want from that. We shorten it into a little bit of an acronym, FNFM.
Yeah, the L starts with F.
Yeah, and
that makes sense.
And it just got to what is the kind of the crux of a good, healthy relationship for me, and what I ultimately want. And the headline here is that you got to believe in yourself sometimes, It's just, just do it. Create and share. Learn,
SEA.LVL.
Yeah.
So then moving from that creative process, that creating of something and then sharing it with others, when you are in a live space, and obviously you found a way to make it, the tight-knit, just the two of you, but also expand out and bring other people in. But the core of it seems to be you both, and as well as your humor and personality. And in a live setting, you said you've been background music, but how do you really draw that group of people in and hold that space as a live performer when you're working with an instrumental band?
I think so. The beats for sure. We're gonna the last song that we're gonna play has a Dr. Dre beat on it, and it's just you can feel it. So working with him, collaborating with him has really helped. We have a lot of gigs that are really like 3 hours long. So when we get the opportunity to play an hour-long gig, it's kind of like boiling down maple syrup. Like, we are able to make that product. And then we kind of just, we like to have fun up there, get the inflatable unicorn going, some crowd participation. We're not super worried about making mistakes, and they do happen, but we're more worried about just putting ourselves out there, trying different things, see what works, and some of our greatest mistakes are the ones that have those happy accidents that we incorporate into our sets, to this day. So,
yeah, I have to second that. I think friendship is how we do it. Yeah, because
we're just having a good time up here.
Because it can be like it can be a little bit of a tough sell. It's like, hey, we're going to show up in tracksuits and just play instrumental tracks, and everybody's going to love it. I think, but fostering our chemistry and communication, and with a little touch of pro wrestling. I want to shout out pro wrestling in there. Just to try to learn how to work a crowd. I'm not afraid of a good gimmick, whether it's a pool inflatable or Versace shades, Don't be afraid of a gimmick every now and then. Entertain the people,
All right, well, I think we're ready to be entertained.
Awesome.
sipping. We can crack them skulls if you tripping. You know she's a champ, she's a legend. Plus she's got the gold to defend it. No holds barred when we rumble. Got me on my back, I'm in trouble. Now she's on top, she said tap out. Need to ring the bell, let 'em shout. She's a stunner, 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 she's a stunner.
Woo! All right. So what's the name of that track?
Seaside. Seaside.
Well, that's really appropriate. So, so that gets us to kind of our lightning round fast questions. So, first important one is what's coming up next for you guys? What are some of your goals? Anything exciting coming down the pipeline?
We're working on a new EP, so we've got some tracks in the chamber that we're looking to get out to the public, and then we're also going to be playing at PG Meeting House in a couple weeks. This might already be out when we play there, but we're just out there in the community playing any gigs that come up.
Exciting stuff. I just learned that we're playing at the PG Meeting House, and. You know, I'm going to announce it here. I would like to release this as our live EP.
All right.
Yeah. I heard some cheers from the control room, very
Yes.
faintly. Exciting stuff. I'm really excited about our next EP with Dr. Dre.
That's right.
Shout out to Dre. He's got some amazing... We went over to his house and said, please, sir, may we have some more beats? And he obliged. Super excited about that. But I before we leave, I just want to thank our sniper, A-team Avengers that we assembled here.
Yeah, this is the first time that we've incorporated live musicians with the Ableton rig. This performance, so these guys, that's a testament to these guys as musicians. I mean, it's kind of like you just throw them into the pit, and you know that they're gonna come out on top.
They're songwriters and band leaders in their
Yeah.
own right, and the fact that they just, they let us goof around, and it means a lot. Nothing against the. You know what? Super proud of this guy for incorporating the Ableton. Just kind of beautiful minded that in a short amount of time. I had no idea he was this computer literate, and and.
It's a backhanded comment.
No. Just for millennials in general. Great job. And then for us to incorporate humans back into the mix, SEA.LVL is pro human beings. So that's great.
So what are the A-team snipers? What are their favorite roosts around town?
I'm going to shout out Counterpoint Coffee.
Mm.
The ube latte is rocking my world these days.
I don't know if this mic is on.
We'll make it on.
This mic is on.
Well, you see him a lot in the
What
ocean.
is a roost?
Oh, it was my cute way of making a sniper joke. Any favorite spots around town,
Of course,
whether
Pearl
it be
Hour.
venues?
Pearl Hour is just kind of like the home base for all things beautiful. So
For sure.
Shout out to the basement.
basement, our status.
They
at
got a
Pearl
killer
Hour,
guitar player.
It's always the stomping grounds.
And now my OG SEA.LVL crew. Any favorite spots, creative spaces, things that you
gosh.
really appreciate around town?
You want to go first, sir, Coach?
I love the California burritos from Dos Victorias. Our household runs on those. Yeah, so that's and again, yeah, Pearl Hour. That's a place that just is a home for musicians like us. So that's a special spot.
Yeah, I'm glad you went first because we've definitely bonded on over a burrito or two. That's kind of our thing. And Pearl Hour is just making dreams come true and holding down the nightlife, on Lighthouse. Also, I'm a big fan of the Paper Wing Theater too. So I'm just grateful for those stages and Pop and Hiss. Shout out to Pop and Hiss. Oh yeah, and I didn't want to brag, all right, but what is it? I think it's the Richard Russell CrossFit Gym. I'm a new member, or not really, not yet, but I'm thinking about it. And I just love my community, love Seaside, Monterey, the whole environs.
Yeah, one other shout out to Josie Lewis over at Other Brother Beer. She's been a SEA.LVL fan from day one, and her food over at Other Brother is just so awesome. I'm always excited to go over there and try whatever she's cooking up. So shout out to Josie and Other Brother Beer.
And I love hanging out at Here and Now Monterey also. Whenever I get a shot, if you ever get a chance.
Real favorite roost.
And then come here.
And then, and Eyes of Gem. You know, just like amazing photography. I'm always scrolling on her page. She's friends with Snoop. Not many people know that. She got to photograph Snoop, and it's a big deal.
All right, to close out, one more very important question, and this might be the most important of all. If each one of you were a pool floaty, what would you be?
You want to dive in there? Me? Yeah, get in there.
I definitely vibe with the unicorn at our shows. I feel like that's the one that I end up wearing a lot. So I think I'm a unicorn pool floaty.
Yeah, by default, then that makes me the flamingo, and I am proud to don that. Like
Pretty in pink.
I mean, those are like spirit animals. Is what they are. Sam, get in there.
Oh, Sam, you were pretty.
Squid.
The orca.
Oh, good one. Damn it. Damn, that's good.
I'll probably just be like a pool noodle fork.
Somebody's hungry.
Some constructed vessel.
And then best place to find your EPs, do you usually keep them on a website, Instagram, Spotify? Where is the best digital footprint to find you guys?
We have submitted to our streaming overlords, so you can find our music on Spotify, SEA.LVL, and then our Instagram is C.level, SEA.LVL. We got a lot of hijinks over there. We do skits and stuff. Just kind of whatever's coming up in our brains kind of ends up on that page. So if you're looking for a millennial laugh, you can get it there.
Very specific laugh.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably going to start selling CDs out of my trunk in the Trader Joe's parking lot.
Yep.
Make a little bit more money.
Starting a new trend.
Sounds like a good business model.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have all, I think, been on the Here and Now stage back during the pandemic days, and so it's really lovely to have you back with us as we do this one more time 5 years later.
Yes. Thank you for having us back.
Feels great to be back. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, our pleasure. This is Live on Lighthouse with Here and Now, and this has been SEA.LVL.
And we're cut.